Hey gamers, and welcome to my review of DK's newest platformer, Donkey Kong Country Returns. In this epic installment, Retro Studios takes up where Rare left off and decides to revive a much-loved franchise. So, has Retro Studios honored the Donkey Kong Country series with yet another fantastic and memorable game? Well, watch my review and find out. The gameplay in Donkey Kong Country Returns is very similar to its three predecessors. It plays as a 2D side-scroller where the objective is to try to reach the end of the level, obviously moving from left to right. The story is that a Tiki tribe basically just takes Donkey Kong's bananas and runs off with them. The Tiki tribe also brainwashes the animals on the island as well to help in their devious plan. So when DK finds out about it, a Tiki guy tries to brainwash him, and for some reason it doesn't work, and DK just beats the crap out of the guy. So thus begins DK's newest adventure to save the island and rid the place of the Tiki people. So in this installment, there are no Kremlings. Now whether or not that's a good decision, that's up to you. Personally, I don't care because the game plays great, so it doesn't really matter to me. In this game, you can either play with the Wiimote held sideways like a traditional NES game, where the real only difference is that you shake the Wiimote to do a barrel roll, or you can play with the Wiimote nunchuck combo. I personally prefer the Wiimote/nunchuck combo because it feels easier. Anyway, similar to the first Donkey Kong Country game, you can play with DK and his little buddy Diddy Kong. Only difference is that you don't actually play as Diddy Kong in this game unless you're playing multiplayer. Instead, Diddy Kong rides on Donkey Kong's back and provides a jetpack for a little extra boost while you're in the air. Having Diddy Kong around is almost essential, trust me. He can save you from so many irritating deaths. Also, if you have Diddy Kong, instead of doing a barrel roll with DK, if you shake the Wiimote and nunchuck while running, Diddy will jump on DK and run over any enemy in sight until you stop shaking the Wiimote. Which also reminds me, if you're still and you shake the Wiimote, DK will pound on the ground while stunning nearby enemies. And Diddy Kong will do the same thing except with little peanut pop guns, revealing certain areas and objects in the level. Also, if you hold down and shake the Wiimote, DK will blow air and also reveal new objects such as a banana stack or a banana coin. Which brings me to another subject, the collectibles. Like most Donkey Kong Country games, you can collect bananas in which you gain a life if you collect 100. Banana coins also return, and this time acting as money for Cranky Kong's item shop, in which he sells balloons, aka lives, the parrot guy Squawky, who shows you where the puzzle pieces are in a level, an extra heart, an invincibility potion, and a key to a secret level in that world. Generally, you'll just buy balloons pretty much, as this game is incredibly difficult. Yes folks, Retro did not disappoint as far as difficulty goes. You'll often find yourself dying many times on certain levels. This game has a few different types of levels. You have the typical side-scrolling levels where you control your Kong and make your way from one end to the other. You've also got the minecart stages that control similar to the stage in the first Donkey Kong Country, where you're controlling a minecart that's constantly moving and you have to avoid hazardous obstacles. Then you have the barrel rocket levels in which you constantly move throughout a level, avoiding hazardous obstacles like the minecart levels, except you have to control the rocket by holding the A button. The longer you hold onto the A button, the higher you go. It's really tough to grasp at first and can get rather annoying. Lastly, you've got the boss stages where you don't even have to go through an obstacle. You just enter the stage and start the fight right away. The bosses for the most part are easy. You will probably die a few times, but as soon as you figure out how to beat them, it gets a lot easier. As I've said before, this game has a multiplayer option. Player 1 controls Donkey Kong, while Player 2 controls Diddy Kong. Really, the only difference between the two is that Diddy Kong has a jetpack and a pop gun, while DK lacks both of those items. If one player dies, that person can press A to appear in a barrel for the other player to break open and re-enter the game. Personally, I prefer playing multiplayer because it just makes it more fun. Also, you can't throw each other or bounce on each other's heads. Instead, Diddy Kong can jump on DK's back whenever he wants and act as if he's the only one playing. This can be helpful if player 1 needs to get across a large gap or if player 2 needs to take a bathroom break. Overall, everything about the game feels very nostalgic and very similar to the first Donkey Kong Country, but with a few neat twists to make things feel different. The graphics in Donkey Kong Country Returns look surprisingly breathtaking for a 2.5D platformer. It's a big step from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, as the character models themselves look very detailed. Everything moves at an incredibly smooth frame rate, and with everything that goes on in the background, I'm blown away by how good it looks. The environments are very rich and detailed, especially the background. You don't even have to progress through the stage to see things in motion, which is neat. One of my favorite levels is one of the levels in the first world in which the whole level is played through as a silhouette. It may look simple, but it's a very unique and beautiful thing to look at. Overall, the graphics are some of the best the Wii has to offer. Like the rest of the game, the music reflects on the first Donkey Kong Country. Almost every song from that game is returned in a newer form. Some sound very similar to their original score, such as the Forest Frenzy song, or the minecart level, which has several different versions of the song in the game, each representing the world that it originates in. Most of the remixes sound very good and are a definite pleasure to listen to. That being said, there are some songs that are new to the series, such as The Last World. This track is also pretty good all on its own, so I will give Retro some credit for that. All of the sound effects are new and all fit appropriately. As far as voices go, DK sounds funny, and I mean like ha 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 funny, and Diddy Kong sounds like a squeak toy. I couldn't help but squeal the first time I'd heard Diddy Kong because it was just so adorable. But overall, the music in the game fantastically resembles the music from the first game and fits each level very well. First off, this game is very difficult, so that's definitely going to add some game time. Second off, the game has a lot of levels that aren't exactly short, thus adding more time. And third, there are a lot of things to do once the game is beaten, such as collecting all of the Kong letters in each and every level, as well as the puzzle pieces. Now some of these are very well hidden and could take a while to figure out where they are, so be prepared to search every inch of every level. And finally, once you've collected all of the Kong letters and puzzle pieces in all the regular and secret levels, you unlock something else, but I'm not telling you what that is, cause that'd be mean. Overall, there's a lot to do in Donkey Kong Country Returns, so you'll be, quote, returning to play this game a long way down the road. Donkey Kong Country Returns is definitely one of the finer games to grace the Wii console. It's a very fun and addictive platformer that plays great on both single player and multiplayer. It has fantastic visuals that could even match that of an HD console. It's got a fantastic soundtrack that will throw you into nostalgic overdrive, and it's a game that will keep you coming back for months after beating it. I love every little bit of this platformer, even the staggering difficulty. So with that said, I'm giving Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii 5 solid punches in the face out of 5.